Welcome back to Richmond, Virginia for Gatekeeper and Heiser Media's combined coverage of the 2024 Tour de Richmond presented by Play It Again Sports. Thank you as well to River City Disc Golf Club for putting on this event. I'm Nathan Johnson, joined in the booth today by Dan Brooks Wells. How's it going, Dan?
Going fantastic. You guys saw the front nine. We got a little bit more action here on the back, so thanks for joining us.
Yeah, tricky course out here, but plenty of scoring to be had on the back nine here. So we'll see if some of these players are able to start to pull away from the field and put themselves in position for a good finish out here.
Yeah, as you can see, Jay on our card has got solo lead right now after the front nine, but a lot of golf left and a lot of people trying to chase him down. So here we go. Starting here in hole 10, 278 feet. This is a par 3. Tunnel shot through the woods here. Needs to kind of snake a little bit to the right and finish straight or maybe a little left.
Yeah, nice front nine from Jay. 4 under through 9. Give himself a little bit of a lead. Pulls that shot a bit off to the right, but should be a pretty straightforward up and down.
Gabe here throwing a similar line. Thinking they're throwing a kind of a overstable mid-range to get that little S flight. And that looked pretty good to me.
Yeah, a little bit of extra finish on the end. Should have some sort of birdie look coming up. This is looking nice from Quinton. Just a nice soft turnover shot. A little bit of extra ground play on the end there, but well inside the circle.
Here's a birdie look from Matthew. A little spinny putt. Doesn't get too far away. Should be a nice tap in there.
Ooh, nice little floater there from Matthew Guthrie. Drops it in from just right around circle's edge. That's a nice birdie look to get him moving in the right direction.
Good putt from Gabe. You can see it was a little bit lofty, making sure, you don't let the you don't give the basket a chance to reject it. Also good putt by Quinton as well.
Yeah, a couple nice birdies from the folks on the guys on the card.
They're all getting a stroke on our current leader. We should have a tie at the top after that, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Making things interesting.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of interesting, moving on to hole 11, 352 feet, par 3. A little bit uphill to start, a little bit downhill to end. Tight gap, and got to find a hole through that line. I'm thinking these guys could probably throw a mid, maybe a fairway if you want a little extra speed, but get it over the hill, let it kind of float down.
Wow, what a shot there from Matthew. Just sneaks through everything, misses all the late trees until finds that backboard at the very end to keep him close.
Looks like a similar line, pretty ripped, maybe a little low. Seems to got caught up. Has a little downhill upshot from there.
This is pulled out of the hand from Quinton. Catches some cabbage, but should keep him at least in the middle.
Also pulled, probably a pretty common thing, but it just spits it out. It's like, take this back.
Rough is so thick, just can't get in there at all.
That's right.
A little step out forehand for Jay, just looking to slide something up into the green. That's nicely done. We're going to have an outside look at the par.
A little tomahawk action for us. Where'd that one get to? A little bit out, maybe a little bit outside the circle for his par look. Gabe's got a pretty open approach. Pulls it a little bit. Sneaks through. It'll be fine.
Yep, uses that overstability to his advantage well. Long look now to save the par from Quinton. Oh, he loves it out of the hand.
No, no. That was like perfect speed and everything.
Oh my god.
I can't believe that. And
That's one of those putts, if there's no chains, it just drops right in. It's
exactly.
perfect. The chains just, oh my gosh, just disgusting.
We need a slow-mo on that. Whew. All right, we need to recover. All right, let's get back to it. Good
That,
putt there.
yeah, what a birdie from Matthew. I mean,
Yeah,
that is picking up strokes on folks for sure.
definitely. And this hole did play over par, .26. Matthew and Shane Cooper were the only 2 birdies on the day, so well done. As they're discussing the disgusting spit out. Just got to move on. Hole 12, 227 feet, par 3, dog leg to the right. Probably can throw a forehand or a backhand turnover.
Yeah, with the uphill kind of right out of the hand, that backhand force overshot really shapes nicely. And oh, Matthew just on a nice little heater to start this back nine.
Mm-hmm.
Super smooth shot.
Gabe opting for the forehand. Gets a little inside, but he's kind of hoping it gets through there. Not sure. We're going to have to see where he ends up.
You know Quinton would love to put this close after the putting results on the last hole, but he's going to be right around that 25-foot mark.
Yeah.
We'll see how he's able to bounce back.
There's Jay with the forehand. Little little pull, but gets a kick back towards the basket. It looks maybe an outside look, and you can see he is in jail over there. And I mean, probably a good job just to get out and not having to compete with trees again.
Yeah, just to have some sort of look is a great result. Not a bad little floaty bid there from Jay, just trying to get something on an outside look. So this is the par look from Gabe. Just catches those limbs.
Yeah.
Takes everything off it.
He's going to fall back to 6 under. There you go. Good confident stroke.
Yep, good bounce back there from Quinton to drop that one in for the birdie after the tough spit out on the last hole. No confidence was shaken there.
Yeah, and all of a sudden we have a 3-way tie at 6 under. So definitely a good battle. Hole 13, 287 feet, par 3. Looks like you can take either left or right side gap and filter through the rest of these little guardian trees. Pick your straightest disc, give it a toss.
Looked nice out of the hand, just caught something a little bit of ways down the fairway there. Kicked Matthew a little bit left, so he'll have to make a long one if he's going to keep that birdie streak alive. This is just faded out a little bit, but still going to have an obstructed putt.
I think these guys are definitely intending to go on the right line. That might have missed a little left, but definitely gets fortunate to get up there. Maybe not. Maybe the left side is a good little turnover play.
Yeah, if you can get that late flip down with some sort of mid-range that's just perfectly seasoned. Straight shot's not a bad option, but I think this is exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah, that's definitely more of the route. And Gabe, that's a good, like you said, bounce back shot after his unfortunate bogue on the last one. Ooh, tickles it.
Yeah, not a bad spinner there from Jay, and that one off the top. So we got a couple testers coming back for the par for these guys after kind of blowing past a little bit. Not a problem for Quinton. Drops it in there. He's got that kind of old school pitch putt style, you know, that you saw like Kenny and Barry kind of go-to in the early days of the sport.
Yeah, I
Works
mean they were
well on
playing
these baskets.
exactly, and they were playing on baskets that had less chains than these, so they really had to develop it. But still a tight one as Gabe taps that in. He will have the outright lead so far. Hole 14, par 4, 459 feet. Another tight tunnel, playing to the landing zone right about here, and then shooting down this fairway. So it's definitely a two-shot hole, but the green is decently open within the circle.
Yeah, we'll see if anybody tries to get aggressive with a kind of big flex forehand line, maybe bite off a little more. Safe conservative play, obviously, just this nice little pitch backhand up the hill. Put yourself in position. This needs to, all right, catches something there to keep him in the fairway.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just don't think there's enough room to make it worth the risk. You know what I mean? And that's kind of a risk in itself to having to do the big flare skip. Maybe that's the best way to like chew off as much as you can. But and if you get off, like there are other woods where if you get off the fairway, maybe you can like work something out and still get yourself a birdie putt. And that was really well done there. But here, I just don't see it.
Yeah, the rough is quite thick, and there's a lot of these, the par fours on this course. There's not too many of them, but they kind of pinch as the fairway dog legs to either the left or the right, and if you're not exactly at that pinch point, it can be really tough to scramble. Gabe there just trying to thread that turnover line, pulls it a little bit, and now he's straight into Scramble Town.
Yeah, and Jay there, that'll leave him a little bit of a probably circle's edge look.
Tough lie there from Quinton, just doesn't quite hit the gap. These guys are just trying to make their way up the fairway, but having a rough time.
And that'll be fine. A little bit of a roller coaster for Gabe right now.
We've seen Quinton really dialed in on those long putts. Just nice floaty bids from deep. Pretty much given everyone a really great chance to go in.
Yeah, and he's just not scared of it, which is what I love to see. Confident putting.
Oh, and a nice little spinner from Jay around the tree, catches the right side, drops that one in.
As these guys tap in, we got a little bit more movement with Jay's putt there. We're just all caddying for position right now. Hole 15, par 3, 325 feet. Looks like you want to take this right gap and kind of flip it up through it.
Yeah, a lot of late trees to miss here. If you can just hit this initial gap in that one tree you can see in the middle. Gonna have to miss a couple late ones, and
that looked
if you
ideal.
Don't, it did. It really looked nice. Just caught one of those branches that kind of hangs down up towards the green.
Matthew gets through as well. He'll have an outside the circle look.
Yeah, as long as you hit this initial gap, you should be somewhere at least in the circle 2 range. If you get a little lucky towards the end like that one from Quinton, you're going to be looking real nice.
Yeah, absolutely. That was probably the perfect shot right there. I don't know if you can do it much better. Man. Another pull from Gabe and just a little pretty hard kick off to the left though, but it seems like a decent upshot, decently open upshot from here. Pulls it just a little bit again.
Yeah, gonna have an outside look now to save the par. A couple birdie putts coming up first, though. Jay, a little stepper. Tickles the chains on the left side, but doesn't find purchase.
Gabe's definitely looking to run this one.
Off the cage. So the only birdie on the card, Quinton with a perfectly executed tee shot there. Drops in the deuce.
Yeah, now look at Quinton. Quinton's right back in the mix here.
Yeah, anybody's game. So many stroke swings on this course. It's been quite the entertaining round. Just a couple holes left.
Yeah, definitely. You can't take any shots off here. You know, some courses, it's like, all right, this is easy hyzer. Doesn't seem to exist here. And as I say that, we come up to hole 16, par 3, 359 feet.
Is uncanny.
It's unreal, too. This is a 360-foot hyzer. The most open shot they'll probably see today. So I still don't think you can take this shot off.
No, you definitely don't want to saw this one off or pull it, right? If you catch the rough on either side, you're going to be in for a tough time. But you know, it's still going to take a little bit of poke and pray towards the end of the flight here, as to kind of miss a couple of those late trees. But anything like this, nice width, gets a little ground play as well, a little deep from Jay, but still should have an obstructed inside the circle putt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he kind of pushed past all those trees you kind of want to, you know, get lucky through. And you have to go a little deep to kind of get through those.
A little early there from Matthew. I think Quinton's was pretty similar spot. So those guys might have a scramble coming up if they didn't push through enough of those early limbs. This is a little too straight from Gabe. Yeah, just actually smokes it quite a ways past the basket. It's going to be an upshot coming back.
Oh yeah, he has to come completely face the other way and throw a little chip hyzer forehand. But makes easy work of that. Looks like a pitch up. And there's a putt for 2 right there. Well done.
A nice birdie for Jay. Keeps himself with a little lead.
Yeah. Puts himself 5 under for the round. And Quinton, another good run, just a tad high. Not too shabby. And my guess would be we're going right back into the woods. Here we go. Hope you had fun on that open shot. No, I'm wrong. Here we go again. Hole 17. You get to you get to lay into this one if you'd like to. 525 feet, par 4. Looks like it's a little uphill, but it's in the center. So fast green. See if these guys want to chew off a bunch of distance, or if they just kind of want to play it to a landing zone in the middle. This looks like a fast disc here, and that's the mistake, right? If you're trying to chew off a bunch, like,
yeah,
just getting into the rough on an open hole, just not ideal.
Yeah, I know. This one's there, right? 525. I think it actually plays a little bit downhill, so you know, definitely reachable if you can get something on the right line. But this fairway is that exact size to where if you little overturn it or underturn it a little bit, you can get into trouble. We saw both those guys a bit overturned, and this is the opposite mistake. Gonna fade out. Oh, but a fortunate break. Stays pretty close to the edge.
Not bad. Yeah, it seems like all these guys are full sending it. Nobody's playing any sort of layup roll. And Gabe looked like he slipped there, but I think this is going to be fine if it kind of works out.
Oh my god, I just got through
everything. My gosh. That looks like there's another tee over there, and he looks like he's like 80 feet away.
Yeah, I think he might be pin high over there. Just somehow got through everything, as this is just Just a tough lie there for Gabe. Not much to work with. Just tries to blast it out.
Oh, no, playing a little army golf. There we go. Yeah, you can definitely see that's like a hard green, so you got to land something in there soft, or you got to play the skip up to it.
Just a little pitch out forehand there for Jay. Keeps him inside the circle with some sort of look.
Another overhand shot. Oh, sit down. That's not what you're looking for out of there. But maybe
Long
45
look.
feet uphill.
Just a bit low. Tough sledding for these guys. On a hole that could be, you know, a nice straightforward birdie, just going like mid-range or putter or just something slow to keep it in the middle.
Everybody has dreams of the eagle, though, you know.
Exactly, it gets you into trouble. Good birdie though for Jay.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, this was the easiest hole in the course. And there were 2 eagles, Kyle Lewis and Tyler Couch. Well done.
Nice. Very curious how far those putts were. If you guys are watching,
true.
let us know in the comments.
Right, to end our round 2, moving on to hole 18. 580-foot par 5, so a short par 5, but as you can see, it is a tight tunnel the entire way. That dog legs to the right ends with a guarded basket. So let's see if these guys are trying to chew off a bunch or if we're just playing to some landing zones here.
Yeah, either way, you got to make sure you hit the first gap off the tee. That one is early released from Jay and going to have a long scramble in store. This is looking much better. Nice smooth shot there from Matthew. Keeps himself in the fairway.
This is looking smoked. That looks perfect. Just got to sit.
Ooh, pulled a little there from Quinton, but fights through pretty well.
Okay. Could have been worse. So he's kind of looking at, you know, similar shot to the tee shot. He's probably not trying to get any further than what he was trying to do off the tee. Just seems to do it just fine there. Looks like a little chip hyzer around the corner, playing to another landing zone to get a good look at the basket.
Pulled a little again, but sneaks through the backside there from Jay. Going to give himself a great chance to still save that par.
Little chop, forehand flexor. Never really came out of it. Not sure what kind of look he's going to have from there. A little patent pending. Man, it's tough to hit a gap patent pending.
Yeah, I will avoid it at all costs.
Yeah.
Especially in the woods like this, just can get you into a lot of trouble really quickly if you're not careful. And oh man, just 3 early tree kicks in a row from Quinton.
Yeah, that's definitely unfortunate. Guys, if you're struggling with patent pendings, go practice them, because it almost, you never really want to do it, but it almost always comes up. So like, make it part of your practice routine to just throw 5 or 6, from an awkward lie.
It's great advice. This is a nice little shot from Gabe. Draws a medal, trying to ring it up to end his day. Tough shot there from Quinton. Still a little bit left on the bone.
Oh, man, I thought that was in.
Great effort from Joe. Actually, a birdie look after all of that.
Wow.
After hitting first available.
There's a good putt to end his day. Can get a few more here. There we go.
Nice putt.
Always feels good to make that last one from, like 20, 25 feet. You don't got to think about it.
Yeah, end on a high note. Some solid rounds from Matthew and Jay, able to move themselves up the leaderboard. Some struggles from Quinton and Gabe after starting this round off in first and second place respectively, but still plenty of golf left. 27 more holes remaining in this here tournament, so plenty of moves for these guys to make.
Yeah, absolutely. It's anyone's game still, so you just got to keep your head in it and keep chopping away. As you can see, our leaderboard, we got Jay at 9 down. Patrick Ramsey will be joining us at 8 down. Matthew Guthrie at 8 down, and Matthew Graves at 7.
Thank you to Elevation Disc for supporting this coverage. Thank you all for watching. Like we said, we have 27 holes left. We've got 18 holes tomorrow for round 3 at Bryant Park, and then we have a final 9 at Bryant Park as well on a safari layout. So make sure to subscribe to Heiser Media and Gatekeeper so you don't miss it when it comes out. We'll see you then.